What's poppin'? You know how we moving, man. Titans Colosseum in the building. Yeah, my two co-hosts, they don't need no introduction. Firestone Morocco and yours truly. Let's get it. Okay, now tighten up. It's a Colosseum. Fake people, you'll never see them. Everybody authentic, dog. You can join to it, just take a DM. Everybody in the city rocking, it don't take much to be loved. I scared the doctor on my last visit with that two-tone in my blood. We don't play around, we just hold it down. They scared to play us on our side of town. Say we going through a rebuild, but are we really going through it, man? Stacking up on our receiving core, I don't see a ball going through their hands. Creeping up on our division rivals, they gon' really think that we the boogeyman. F the Ravens and the Texans, Jaguars and the Coast too. Real talk, if anybody not rocking that two-tone blue, you can catch us on the podcast. We gon' keep it real, we gon' speak fast. Always live on game day, we like Mike Keith when he yells sack. Titans Colosseum. We be chillin' in the front row, it don't take much for you to go and see him. Titans Colosseum. Everybody authentic, dog. You can join to it, just take a deal.
You know what time it is. It's the Titans Colosseum Podcast. Tighten the f*** up. Let's go.
Yo, let's go. Welcome to the Titans Colosseum Podcast. You know who I am. You know who I'm in the building with. Fellas, what's poppin'?
What's poppin', man? Hey, man, I'm feeling good this weekend, man. It was a good and bad weekend for me.
Wow.
Man, you know why it was good, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you know, I got the shirt on. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Hey, but same time, man, we had a bad Sunday, man. That was horrible, bro. I ain't gonna lie. But the crazy part is we predicted it though, but we changed it when we found that Mason Rudolph quarter. So we was like, okay, maybe they'll make it a game, but then we wound up being right in the beginning.
Bro, Mason was out here fumbling the ball left and right. Butterfingers can't handle snaps, turn around, let stuff. Bro, I don't know. I've never seen a team have so much dysfunctional year after year, bro. There has to be a Steve McNair curse on this franchise, bro. There has to be. There's no way year after year, coach after coach, players after player, this continues to be the theme, and then they leave and go elsewhere and do fine, bro. Something's in the air tonight, bro. Something's there.
All right, let's go ahead and get therapy session on the way, man. But before we do, let's go ahead and pay these bills. This episode has been brought to you by, it's being brought to you by Music City Autoplex, man. Make sure you go down there, holler at Wilson, and let him put you in that dream vehicle that you've been wanting. Make sure you hit them up at Music City Autoplex. If you can't make it to the lot, go to musiccityAutoplex.com. Give them a call at 844-543-0108. And make sure you continue to like, share, subscribe, tell a friend about us, all that good stuff. And if you want to support us even more, most definitely send a super chat to us, but get some merch as well, man. I mean, I know it looks like Red ain't cooking right now, but hey, just hang in there and trust things. I'm telling you, we're going to talk about it, though, most definitely, man. But continue supporting us in any way you possibly can. We appreciate it all. But, yeah, we got our folks in the building tonight. Shout out to Julie. Shout out to Corey. Shout out to William. We got Rashad in the house. What's happening with you? Shout out to Jason watching tonight. D Majors, what's happening, my boy? Zoe, what's good with you, man? We got Mr. Incredible in the house, man. Hey, shout out to everybody watching tonight, man. Like I said, make sure you like, share, subscribe, tell a friend about us, all that good stuff. So let's go ahead and have therapy, guys. We can't blame yesterday on Will Levis. Why? Because Will Levis didn't play unexpectedly, but I mean, for all those who were hollering about, we need to see Mason Rudolph. We need to see Mason Rudolph. Well, we see Mason Rudolph yesterday, and I don't know about y'all, but I saw what I needed to see, in which Mason Rudolph is not it. But Firestone, we're going to start off with you, man. Your thoughts on yesterday's game?
Nah, I still feel like it's Will Levis thought him on the sideline, his aura attached to everybody. No, I'm just playing. No, this is to me, this is on Callahan. And then I think at some point, like, the Will Levis stuff has like taken a toll on Callahan, but I don't think that's an excuse for Callahan in this moment. Like Will Levis still ain't there. You still got to be a head coach. You still got to step up. But I do think the earlier things in the season did kind of make Callahan kind of gunshot, and it's veering him off weird this season. Like you ain't seen him really step up into the head coach's role. He feels like an offensive coordinator that's trying to explain stuff under another head guy, and it's like, you are the head guy. Listening to him talk at pressers and listen to Denard talk at pressers are two different types of things. Denard has answers, knows what the defense needs to do, knows how to apply it, knows how to attack the issues, where Callahan's like, we got to figure it out, whatever it looks like. I have to do better. They have to do better. It's the same old, and I'm tired of hearing from Callahan. I want to hear him say, like, yeah, we need to do this better. We got to figure it out. We got to find it, and however that looks. I don't like that answer. That come to me, that sounds like it's coming from a guy that don't know how to turn this shit around. And if that's the case, it's just going to get worse and worse and worse. So I don't know what is going on with this team, but somehow we are worse with a more talented team. And we got to fix this offensive line. Like, I know a lot of people want to say, like, yeah, see, look what Rudolph did, this and that. There were still moments like when Rudolph threw, did you have as much panic in your chest as you did when Will Levis threw the ball? I didn't. Did the right side of the line still have bad for you? Did Rudolph still make bad throws? Yeah, but we know Rudolph is QB2, not the QB of the future. He still played better than Levis out there, hands down, but he still made mistakes, and that's why he's the QB2, because he makes those type of mistakes.
Yeah. My thing is though, this game was definitely it could have been called better by Callahan, but at the same time, man, we don't have a quarterback to go toe to toe with Josh Allen. We just don't. I mean, he just showed that there's levels to this, bro. And you know what I'm saying? Like whenever he was making throws that it was just like, okay, yeah, we just not competing with this, man. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, the only part about the game that I was really upset with Callahan is that fourth down. Whenever we got to that fourth down play, man, and it was I don't fault him for going for it, because I wanted him to go for it. But when he ran it up the middle again, that's when I was like, nah, that's a terrible play call. That was a terrible play call. You put the ball in the air on that 4th and 2, man. They just stopped us running the ball. Why are we gonna run it up the middle again? I thought he called a really good game before that play, but after that's when the levee broke, and that just shows the margin of error the Tennessee Titans have to play with when we going against a contender right now, man. And you see it, man. We can't make not one mistake, man, or they go pile it on us. You know what I'm saying? Once they went up 2 scores, man, don't think like the defense isn't bad, bro. The defense played a good game until they went up 2 scores and they realized the offense they ain't gonna be able to come back. You know what I'm saying? We wound up getting blown out. And hate to say it, but we got the Lions coming up. Go ahead and get prepared. It's going to happen again. We're finna get blown out again, y'all. It's going to happen. You know, we just don't have a quarterback right now to be in a game like this. We just don't. We're not a contender. So
no, and you brought up that 4th down play, which like Rudolph had the first down on that. Like challenge that play on that situation. I think it was Rudolph on that. Mm-hmm. But like we have the first down there. Challenge that play. You don't want to challenge it. You challenged it last week. We all knew that wasn't going to get changed in the spot call. Mm-hmm. Yeah, some spot calls are bad, but that was one that was clearly you can get the first down. You knew that. But he said today in the presser, I don't know if y'all got to see the presser, but he said they asked him, like, why did you go and run basically the same play on 3rd and 4th down on that situation after they just stopped you on 3rd? And he was like, it really wasn't the same play. Yeah, it was let me see her. It was different ways to get there, but yeah, it was basically a run up the middle. It's like, I don't care if you line up differently in a different formation. You still called the same play. It's still halfback dive in the A gap.
Up the middle.
Yes, it's still the same play. I don't care if the tight end's on a different side and we went 3, whatever it was of a formation. I don't care. You still did the same play. Like you said, you 3rd and 1, you get stopped. Run the play action on the second one. They've been biting on it all game anyway. Mm-hmm. Run the play action. That was just
that was the perfect time for a boot. Yeah, that was the perfect.
You mentioned it as well. I mean, I didn't have a problem with him going for it.
No, not at all.
Didn't need a better play call.
The play call. Yeah. I mean, like y'all said, sit up there and damn near, if not, literally ran the same play twice. Like, dude, I mean, it's so much you could have done on that. Hell, even on 3rd down, you could have ran a quarterback sneak. You don't lose anything. You don't gain anything. Worst case.
Bro, we've seen quarterback sneaks all year. Why not in that situation either? Like, you're right about that. Like, sneak, the run up the middle, like, but like, at least coaching, like, normally third down, if you go for it and you run it, it's because you're going for it on fourth. And then if they've been biting on it and they're lining up, I get it. He said that they was a nickel and we liked that lineup. They wasn't really I don't care. They know that run is coming. That's why they got nickel. They're going to come blitz heavy at you. Like, still play into it. Know the situations. It feels like Callahan is overthinking shit. Like, he's in his head. And it's like, bro, just do the simple shit. Know that, like, okay, they know we're going to run. Let's use this to our advantage. Like, start playing some chess. It feels like you're out here playing checkers and everybody's 5 moves ahead of you.
Yeah, I felt like, man,
he is keep it simple, stupid. He needs to remember that.
Facts.
Yeah, I just look at it like this, man. Y'all see the margin of error, man. You see when we don't have the firepower on offense, man, to keep up with a contender, man. You see how we gotta play, dude. Like, we gotta literally drain the clock. You know what I'm saying? Throw 5-yard passes, throw the curl routes to keep the clock moving, to keep that other offense off the field, because we just don't have the firepower to go blow for blow with them, man. And you can see, man, we made one mistake, and next thing you know, we getting the brakes beat off of us. You get that's all it takes. You know what I'm saying? Like,
with that one play.
One play call, and next you know, we couldn't move the ball at all. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the whole momentum change. Buffalo fans get into it because they knew they were finna win. You know what I'm saying? They knew they were finna win.
Yeah, they went silent at one point too. When it looked like Tennessee was gonna take a commanding lead, they went silent. You could hear the boos in that stadium.
It's crazy because usually in games there's like a few pivotal moments that change the game, but it seems like this year, like, there has been decisive one moment in each game of when the momentum changed and the Titans was never able to bounce back. They don't show that they fight well against adversity, and they don't show that they're resilient right now. And that's why so many people's like, does the Titans have an identity right now? What is their identity? Nobody knows. They really don't. The defense has one. But this, as a complete team, we don't have an identity. And a comment up here, Lowe's Incredible said, maybe Callahan just sucks. It's his first year as coach. Like, he's going to make mistakes.
He just got here.
Now, the biggest thing here, though, is, and it's not a pass like saying, oh, it's his first year. So he's making a lot of mistakes. You're supposed to learn more from your mistakes than when you succeed. So this season you better learn a shit ton, and there better be a huge jump in year 2 as a coach, because if we see the same stuff next year, that seat's going to get hot really, really quick, because this is not what we was told when they fired Vrabel, that this is what this franchise was going to be, and you're underperforming. So this year you're going to be a learning curve, new head coach, new time calling plays in the offense. Next year you better learn from this stuff, and we better see a jump and an improvement.
Got a couple of comments to get to. Shout out to my boy Logan watching tonight, man. Shout out to everybody in the building. But Logan says, I've never been so disconnected from this franchise. I love the team, hate where they've been, never been so uninterested, sick of stressing the shit out of my control. Yeah. Somebody tell Amy Sell already. Man, I agree with everything except for the Amy Sell stuff. I mean, shoot, every time the Titans get in a slump, folks want to sell the team to somebody who cares. What is she doing to make the NFL say you need to sell this team? She's not on any Dan Snyder type foolishness. Yeah. She's not even on the foolishness as the owner in Carolina. I mean, she hasn't fired anybody that didn't deserve it, regardless of how you feel about Mike Vrabel, J-Rob, or anybody. Those guys, they made a case for themselves to be fired. So, Amy's cool. But being uninterested, I tell you, watching that game yesterday, I checked out. I checked out in the third quarter. In the fourth quarter, hell, I was playing NBA 2K. I'm just going to keep it real.
Yeah, I'm going to keep it real. I
did TV or whatever, but I was playing video. I didn't give a damn about what the Titans had going on. I said I needed to take my mind off of the Titans before I mess around and do something that I don't have any business doing. So I'm disconnected from this season. I mean, I'm going to watch. I'm going to pay attention out of love. But emotions with these games, I don't give a damn what happens.
I 100% agree with you, Morocco. I'm not understanding why people are so emotionally invested in this team. Like, we're not good. Like, how we're 1-5, bro. We people talking about, yo, we need to fire Brian Callahan. I'm like, I said, look at our schedule, y'all. Look at it and be 100% real. And I know if you watch around the league, man, look at our schedule, bro. We're not better than any team that we have moving forward, bro. Just be 100% real. We're not better than that. Every team, if we're gonna beat somebody, it's gonna be because either somebody got hurt, they just didn't take us seriously, and we showed up and popped them. We're not gonna beat nobody because we're a better team than them. I'm gonna keep it 100. Hey, just look at the schedule.
And you said that, and we said it last week too. Like, barring somebody getting injured, that we might have a chance. And we said 2 games that, like, New England and Commanders maybe, and that Jacksonville game maybe. Daniels goes out with broken ribs, bruised ribs, fracture, something with his ribs now. Mariota's their backup. Bro, are we going to sit here and face a Malik Willis and a Mariota, and we might lose to both of these guys in the same season under this new realm and franchise we're supposed to go play? So, bro, it's hard to be invested in this team, but we was invested so much at the beginning because of what they sold us and how everything looked. They didn't come out here and produce. And I've said this in the group chat, and it's maybe the narrative too. We all talked about Bill coming over to coach with Brian because this is just this great dad moment and this father-son, and this is just a cool, great moment to have. Maybe Bill came because he knew Brian wasn't just ready and he was going to need a mentor. Like, maybe Bill knew something like, okay, we think we got our guy, this guy, guru, whisperer. Maybe he knew Brian wasn't ready. Maybe there's been a reason why Brian Callahan hasn't called plays in the NFL before the Tennessee Titans. And maybe
I'm still a believer in Brian Callahan, man. Is the jury out on him? Yeah, he got to learn. He's got to prove himself in his league. But I'm not finna put this on him, man. He ain't got who the hell winning with this team, bro. Be real, 100% real with yourself. We have our right side of our offensive line is horrible. We have 2 old receivers, 1 receiver that can't catch. You know what I'm saying? We got Tyler Boyd, who's also old. You know what I'm saying? We got Traylon Burks, who's a part-time football player. You know what I'm saying? We got a quarterback that is just the worst decision maker I ever seen.
I think those are only decisions now because of possibly coaching, because you see the difference, bro. Vrabel's teams, and I'm not trying to do this Mike Vrabel Callahan comparison. He's gone, but we got to compare at least the last generation of teams to now and the player. Vrabel didn't have this talent, and still yet those players went out there and was ready to run through a brick wall for him. What player right now under Coach Callahan has you feeling like they're ready to run through a brick wall for Callahan? There's things that he's lacking as a coach that is just not stepping up, that you need to be there. And I'm not saying like, oh, we need to go hire Vrabel back again. That's just done. That's in the past. But we still have to compare past teams to what now is, because what that past is what we're supposed to be better than now. And this is looking worse than before we got Mariota.
Well, I'll say this, though.
Let me point out what Rashad said, because Rashad actually made a damn good point. He talked about the leadership. There's no leaders on this team. Now, Firestone, I mean, you're right. I mean, Callie, he's got his struggles or whatever. I mean, hell, he's out there learning with the rookie players pretty much. But at the same time, you look at this team, where are the leaders? There's no leaders. I mean, the quarterback, you can't even look to the quarterback as a leader, because the quarterback, as much as they pushed him to be the guy and the leader, he's not that. And you know damn well Mason Rudolph's no leader. You don't have any just, leaders on offense. I mean, D-Hop is the guy that, you can lean on for advice or whatnot. I mean, you can lean on D-Hop for a guy that, you look at him and you see him leading by example, but just, that guy who can just pump people up at any given time there, the Titans don't have that. They don't have it defensively. Jeffrey Simmons is not that guy. L'Jarius Sneed, I mean, he's not, that guy. Not saying that they can't develop into those guys, but right now they are not those guys.
But my question to that would be, my bad, RJ.
Well, I was just gonna say, look, as for leaders, man, I mean, Yeah, we got some vets, but like the leaders, we got to get drafted, man. We're gonna have to draft leaders. You know what I'm saying? We got to draft people. Like right now, we getting guys from other winning organizations, and they're coming here and they're trying to make something. They're bringing what they brought from the last organization over. We need to draft a young core that can build that on their own. You get what I'm saying? They build their own culture. You know what I'm saying? So it and that's why I'm not really judging Brian Callahan right now, because like right now he just got a bunch of vets and he's trying to mesh these all guys all together. But this stuff is gonna take time. It's gonna take time. It's gonna take time for us to put all this together, man, and have just the coherency for these guys to go out and start winning football games. That's why I was like, man, I'm not even when I seen them play the first 4 games, I was like, yeah, I can't be too emotionally invested in this team. This team doesn't have like Logan just said, they don't have no identity right now. Like they still trying to build what they're trying to build. It's gonna take time, y'all. It's gonna you just gotta be patient, you know.
So I'm gonna push back a little bit because I have the question of, do we not have leaders, or are you guys not buying into the coach's system and buying into what the coaches? Okay, now hold, stay with me for a little bit. You saw how D-Hop side-eyed Callahan over there. Now they said he had tension in his cap, that's why he wasn't. Okay, so let's just say it's not, and this is all speculation. But bro, he looked up and down on him a couple of times, shook his head. We all know that that's just like you. What the fuck you doing type shit. Mm-hmm. And he constantly. We've seen some people come like the Nick Vannett today in the tight end coming out and in the conference. He showed leadership in those moments. So some people are saying things, players need to do better. D-Hop even came out in presser saying, hey, we're out here doing and executing like the coaches told us like we need to be executing. This don't sound like we don't have leaders. It sounds like the people that know football and are playing on the field and that are inside and closest to most don't believe in what this coach is doing and don't believe the plays are being called effectively enough that we can go out there and win. Nick Vannett said it's a clear difference between the first half and the second half. When you're out there, there's no leadership on the side. Nobody's amped up. Nobody's getting everybody in, staying in. When something bad happens, you can tell everybody loses faith and hope in the team. It's because I don't think it's not because we have leaders. It's because they don't believe what he is coaching and his philosophy that he's preaching and what they're going through is actually going to work. When you buy into something, you're full blown through into this. Those players was always bought into what Vrabel was selling, and you saw it in their effort on the play of their field. Bro, we had the most injuries one year and was still going to the playoffs. Like, you got to see how players play for a coach, and these players don't seem to play with a high motor or a fire that burns deep inside of them for them.
Well, these coaches, they not the rah-rah type coaches, but we also talking about grown men at the same time as well. They shouldn't need another grown man barking up and down the sideline, get them motivated. They getting paid millions of dollars. I mean, shit, if you're not motivated to go out there and do your job by your damn self, you shouldn't be out there. But going back to what RJ said, these leaders that we need, they're going to have to get drafted. I mean, you're not going to be able to buy leadership. You're going to have to draft that. So no matter how much we hate Callahan right now, you got to be patient with it, because we're at a stage right now we should have been at 2 years ago. The Titans are at a stage right now to where the Band-Aid is off. We've been band-aided by Derrick Henry, Ryan Tannehill, Mike Vrabel for the last 2 years, and this is the first year where you don't have any of that anymore. You got to go through this. It's what it is. It's the NFL.
That's why I wasn't getting to sell the teams. I'm like, bro, every team does this. The Cowboys, I'm letting you know this now. The Cowboys need to do what we're doing, because that's gonna get blown up. I'm gonna let y'all know that now. The 49ers are about to do what we're about to do. I'm just letting you know this now. Because they're falling off, and they can't. You see, they just lost IU after they just paid them. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, everybody's about to do this. Every team does it. The Patriots are doing it right now. They're going through the end of Tom Brady. That's why I said you're supposed to win a Super Bowl before you start rebuilding. Because look, if you win a Super Bowl, you think the Patriot fans, you think they mad right now? They went through a whole dynasty. And now they sucking. So they cool now. They seen what they need to see out of their franchise. Now, you think when the Kansas City, when Patrick Mahomes is done, when he hangs it up, you think they're gonna be sad when they start sucking? No, they seen what they need to see. It just sucks for us because we ain't won nothing, and we had this great team, and we didn't win anything with them. So now that we're going down, we're sucking. It sucks because we didn't win anything. You know what I'm saying? That's why it sucks. You know, that's why it hurts so much.
Yeah, and I'm not with the Amy sell stuff because Amy's trying. Now, whether these are good hires, bad hires, they'll tell in time. But in the moment, they feel, even with the fan base, they felt like the right moves. They felt like the right hires. And everybody has bad hires. So just because you're making bad hires doesn't mean you're doing a bad job. Is if you constantly try to hold on to that stuff for a long period of time and trying to make it work way past its expiration date. She hasn't done that. A lot of people think the variable 50-50 is maybe a year too soon or a year too early. That's about right time that you should be firing somebody because that's right in that window. So you're not holding on. So she fired J-Rob right when she needed to. Some of these hires aren't going to work, but you got to keep trying. And at least she's trying. You got to give her that effort. And I will say this too. I don't know about y'all, but this is starting to feel with this Callahan era. It's starting to feel very Josh McDaniels-y. Very, very Josh McDaniels-y. Like he's supposed to be this. He came from New England, but he can't come and run a team. He don't know what it actually means to be a head coach and how to motivate players and how to actually get the best out of your players. He knew how to get the best out of the situations he was coaching in beforehand, not actually being the lead guy. So we'll see. But right now, this situation is feeling a lot like Josh McDaniels' eras.
See, I can't agree with that for the simple fact that I don't agree with the people comparing what's going on now to what was going on with Ken Whisenhunt. Now, let's talk about Ken Whisenhunt and Josh McDaniels. I'm just going to call it what it is with those guys. They are straight up assholes. They are Looney Tunes. Ken Whisenhunt came in here and told Eddie George, get the fuck out of here. You can't be here. This is my team now. I don't give a damn what you done for the Tennessee Titans. This is mine. And while I'm running this team, you are not welcome. Josh McDaniels out here belittling the veteran players on whatever teams he's been on or whatever. I mean, he's out here acting like he's Belichick. Like he was the head coach during the Tom Brady era. I mean, come on now, Firestone.
Okay, but let me.
Has done his foolishness, most definitely.
All right,
but I can't put him in the same category as that fool Ken Whisenhunt and that fool Josh McDaniels.
Okay, I'll put him as Josh McDaniels, but you say he ain't belittling his players in front of people and this and that. Didn't he say on week 1, if we would have punted on first down every time, we would have won the game? Is that not belittling your future young quarterback that you're starting off? Like Callahan has this shit. He also said you make dumb plays. Callahan has his moments. He might be a softer with some of his stuff. And I'm not saying he's big as an asshole like Josh McDaniels, but his era of football and how he's coaching and how a team is looking worse and talented players are looking worse under his coaching looks just like Josh McDaniels style. Now, is he as bad as attitude? No. But we've seen what the fuck are you doing on the sideline. We've seen his pressers and how he's talked about Will Levis. He's had his moments, bro.
Nah, man, that ain't nowhere close to
Man, I'm gonna keep it 100, bro. I think we are judging this coach way too early. I agree with hold on 1 second. What up? We had that star come. I'm finna pull it up because Miss Patricia said it, man. Look, Zach Taylor went 2-14. Dan Campbell went 3-3. Dan Campbell is a great head coach, man. Like you know what I'm saying? He's a great head coach, bro. Like, and he went 3-13 his first year. Like, we gotta relax, y'all. Just relax. I know it doesn't look good. It ain't gonna look good. He just got here, man. Y'all it's way too early to be trying to talk about firing Callahan, all this other stuff. We're just not a good football team. We're not a good football team. We're just not.
Now, I'm not saying fire Callahan. I'm just saying this is pivotal moments to criticize, or not criticize, but point out the moments where he could be better at coaching. So hopefully year 2, he will be better. This is my moment because I don't think he should be fired. You still need time to turn this stuff around and look. But this is what it's feeling like right now. And this is the narrative. And your players are feeling it too. You can see it in the locker room. And as a coach, It's about controlling everything, not just what happens on the field, but in controlling emotions, controlling the players' egos, their emotions, their personal life. There's a lot that goes into that. So I'm not trying to take away any of that, but it's still these moments that you got to step up as a head coach, and you have to be a leader at times. You are the leader of everybody else, and I haven't seen that. And difference between Callahan and Zach Taylor and Dan Campbell, those players in the locker rooms and those other two coaches looked like they was ready to run through a brick wall for them. Nobody looks like that with Callahan right now. Nobody looks like they're buying in and they're ready to run through a brick wall at any point for him, and they're just motivated by what he's done. We ain't seen none of that since the season has started.
I think Cincinnati Bengals players were ready to run through a brick wall for Joe Burrow more than Zach Taylor. Now, Dan Campbell, that's a whole nother discussion. I mean, shoot, man. You listen to that guy talk, hell, I'll get out here bad knees and all and run through a brick wall for Dan Campbell.
Yeah. So we can't fire him. You still have to see where he comes, but we have to point out these critical moments.
Yeah, he definitely has flaws. I'm not saying he's perfect, or I just said, man, it's just way too early. He had a bad coaching game. He didn't coach that game good at all. I'll 100% agree with y'all on that. He did not coach that game good. But at the same time, he coached the Bears game good. He coached the Jets game good. He coached the Colts game good. He had a great game playing against the Colts. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's had good games where he coached well. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't good enough, you know? So that's what I'm saying.
I think yesterday, though, and it goes back to what we were talking about earlier, had he just took a little bit more time to think about that fourth down or whatever, maybe he decides to punt. I think that right there, changes the game dramatically. I don't think the Bills scored 34 unanswered points.
Right. Running the clock down.
Punted the football or took time and made a more sound play call.
I just think if you would have made a better play call right there and we get that first down, I just feel like we're back to having the momentum. We're back to eating up the clock because that's what we was doing on them. We was eating the clock up. They was still on their heels, man. Like, but as soon as they got that fourth down, it was a different Bills team. You know what I'm saying? It was just like they were playing mad aggressive. They showed that they was a better football team. That's really all that I saw. We could have pulled that upset if we would have got that fourth down. I'll stand on that.
And he was taking shots downfield too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was.
Mason throw yesterday, and Mason had a good ass stat line that's going into halftime. This is where third quarter is where all the foolishness took part at, though.
Bro, second half period for us. We still ain't scored a point in the fourth quarter this season. Like, we fall apart. Like, that's why I hold this so much on coaching, because you start off good when we script this thing. And if y'all didn't watch the presser, go watch the presser from today with Nick Vanette talking, bro. He lays out a lot of stuff that questions coaching. Tight ends was getting involved early on. We had success with that. Which, Morocco, we talked about that on the Bills podcast. I said, attack the linebackers. The linebackers are a weakness of their defense. Attack the linebackers. We was doing that all first half. We were doing it good. Second half, we come out. We're not doing that shit anymore. And I don't know why we changed or what was going on. But he says a lot of looks they see in games is not what they practice for. So they're not prepared. So they're not well prepared. They don't seem to fight adversity, and they don't seem to be resilient. This is a disaster team, and I don't really see how we win another game moving forward.
So do y'all think Taylor need to give up the play calling? Because, it's something that we can definitely talk about. It's something he might need to consider until he gets his feet up under him when it comes to managing the game.
I like him coaching. I like him calling plays because you got to start somewhere. It got to start somewhere, man. Right now, why not do it when we suck? Because he can learn. So when we do get good, when we do get the roster to compete with these guys, when he does get the quarterback, he's already ahead of the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm cool with him calling plays. Right now, we suck. We're 1-5. Let's just try out new things. Let's throw out different things at people, man. Let's throw the whole bag, man. We ain't got nothing to lose. What we gonna do? Lose a game? You know what I'm saying? Like, learn, man. This is a learning experience for him.
That was my line of thinking. when they went for it on that 4th down. I was like, shoot, let's go. Shoot, we ain't got nothing to lose. I mean, give a damn about losing that game. But boy, after that play call.
Hey, I say next year he should. I honestly think he should bring in at least and you ain't got to fire Nick Holtz, put him somewhere else, because if you're not going to let him call plays, but you have to bring in a OC next year that can call plays, because first and foremost, you have to be a head coach, and you're not handling all your head coach's responsibility. So right now, get somebody in here to call plays so you figure out how to be a head coach. You get that shit handled, then you can take back over offensive play calling if you want to. But I think right now the best thing for him is try to lighten his load as much as a head coach, and letting somebody else call plays could really help him next year become a better head coach and do what you actually need to do to lead this team without having so much responsibility on your plate, because it feels like he's overthinking things and he's just overwhelmed right now and he don't know how to build himself out of it. Like, ask for help. Sometimes it's okay. Ask for help. Have somebody else call the plays until you figure out all this other stuff, and then you can take it back over.
I agree with that, man. Shout out to everybody watching tonight. Make sure you continue to like, share, subscribe, tell a friend about us, all that good stuff. Make sure you go holler at Wilson down in Music City Autoplex as well. MusicCityAutoplex.com. If you can't make it down there to the lot, you can give them a call at 844-543-0108. So let's talk about D-Hop some more, because Firestone, you mentioned it. He was on the sideline yesterday. I think it was 6 minutes left in the 4th quarter.
Oh,
He
yeah.
was on the sideline looking at Cali all crazy and shit.
Yeah.
And got to throw this question out there, man. Is he done in Nashville? Is D-Hop about to get ready to get traded sometime this week or before the next game? I mean, where's D-Hop going?
I think it is, because everything to me, you reading the tea leaves, because they're not going to come out and just blatantly say it, right? There's just going to be things you have to read in between the lines. He's sitting on the sideline with almost 7 minutes left in the game. He said afterwards, I was just worrying with some soreness in my leg. Callie starts every press conference with bringing up injuries. You don't have to ask him. He lays out all the injuries. And he started today's presser with nothing changes to injuries. Then the first question was, well, what about D-Hop? He was on the sideline and he said it was something about soreness. Oh, yeah, D-Hop has some soreness in his leg. I don't know exactly where it is, but he was dealing with something. We're figuring that out. Well, did you know about that on the sideline when it happened? No, that's something the trainer takes care of, but I didn't know that at the time. So why was D-Hop out then? If it wasn't for the soreness and you didn't know about the soreness and you still don't come out here with the injury report first thing like you do with everybody else, what's the reason why D-Hop's on the sideline? And you saw how he was looking at him. I don't know what that look is. We could speculate all day. Now, I would have fun speculating, but it would just be speculation. D-Hop has got to be going out of Nashville. There's no other reason you don't let that man play other than keep him healthy. We have a potential possible trade for him, or we're going to shop him heavily. This season's done and over with, because up until that point, bro, he had one catch for -2 yards all game. And we haven't had zero games where D-Hop and Calvin Ridley has caught multiple passes this year. Zero.
Yeah. I want to talk about this comment before you go, RJ. Where were all these excuses last year when the roster was much worse and the coach had proven success in the past? Coach, I mean, what success did he actually have? What success did he have last year to just sit up and say that?
You're going to give me on my favorite, bro.
Mike Vrabel this season. I mean, I get it, but then again, I don't get it. Maybe you can explain it to me, Firestone.
You can't say Vrabel had no success when he led us to the number 1 in the AFC without Derrick Henry. Y'all got to stop saying
what happened when we got that mug.
I get that. I get that. But people fail. Not 32 teams try to make it to the Super Bowl and only one do. You got to give this man credit where he does. Everybody falls short at some point. We're not all going to get there to the top. And that's where we do as Titans fans, as we constantly, just because they fell short, now we can knock them down on the totem pole. Tannehill and Vrabel had success here. Did they get to the ultimate dream and get us a Super Bowl? No. But they had success here. Vrabel did good shit. J-Rob fucked and butchered this roster to shit. And Vrabel tried to do the best that he could. Could he possibly have done better in situations and hired better coaches? Yeah. But you also don't know if other coaches wanted to come for that shit roster too. Like, what coach wants to come and coach that shit that Vrabel had the past 2 years? You're injury prone. Who's who on what fucking shit? Yeah, you got Derrick Henry, but outside of that, what the fuck else you got? And when you got good players, you let them go. Like, it's hard to bring in coaches when your roster is ass, and that's what's going to be the result of their legacy as a coach. Why would I coach a sorry ass team when I can go coach a good team that's going to make me look better and make my resume look better? We wasn't a good landing spot for coaches when Vrabel was here, and it was mainly because of J-Rob butchering the roster, bad draft picks, and trading off A.J. Brown.
So we talk about J-Rob butchering the roster, but at the same time, we over here saying Cali ain't a good coach because he's coaching this same roster. I'm not.
It ain't the same roster. This is a 60% turnaround roster with Randy Cali this year.
Better, but like I mean, when I watch them play, they ain't no better than them old Vrabel teams.
That's the part that makes it so alarming is because you turned around this whole roster, not even just the stars and few people here. Over 60% of this roster is new, completely new. So this ain't the same team. This is a completely different team. You brought in backups. You brought in all these other two for a 54-man roster, and you still look like that shitty-ass Vrabel roster team. That's alarming as a coach because this is one of, if not the most talented roster on paper we've ever had as the Tennessee Titans. I don't think we've ever had this star-studded of a roster with Ridley, D-Hop, Tony Pollard, L'Jarius Sneed, Cheetah Bay, Awuzie. Like, we have a lot, Jeffrey Simmons out there. There's names that star-studded that this shouldn't be looking worse than the team that had fucking nobodies.
There's a reason why it's looking worse, though. And I mean, granted, I didn't think even if we would have had a good quarterback, I don't think we was beating the Bills. But if we had a good quarterback, dog, we would be a whole different team, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Like, them boys would be playing with a lot more heart, bro, if we had a better quarterback. Like, people, like, to see, the thing is, we haven't had a good quarterback. I mean, well, I put Tannehill as a good quarterback, but we ain't had the guy at quarterback since Steve McNair. And even during the Steve McNair years, there were years we would start off 0-4, and then next thing you know, we're in the AFC Championship. Because when you have the guy at quarterback, them guys are gonna play different, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, the defense plays harder because they know if I get a stop, then guess what? The Steve McNair might score. You get what I'm saying? Patrick Mahomes might score. Tom Brady might score. Peyton Manning might score. Joe Burrow might score. You get what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Like, even though Joe Burrow doesn't even have a defense, but I bet you as the season gets better, keep going, I bet you that defense gonna get better because they know, man, they can't let Burrow down. You know, so he's playing too good, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I said, bro, the quarterback's just playing so bad that them guys are giving up. You know, when they get down 2 scores, man, they giving up, bro.
Now, that's the easy way to the Super, and that's not like easy. To get into the Super Bowl is never easy. But like having QBs like that, yes, makes it easier to get to the Super Bowl and win that way. But finding those QBs are hard.
Yeah, they're hard.
A lot of teams have won Super Bowls without guys like that. And a lot of guys that's been that guy haven't ever made it to a Super Bowl too. So it's like, yes, that does factor into it. But you also, at the end of the day, you got to have a coach that knows how to use the pieces and put the pieces well together. Otherwise, you're going to just have a good QB that's a great QB that never goes to the Super Bowl.
How much time
She said Mahomes is leading the league in interceptions right now, playing with practice squad players. You know why? Nobody is saying anything because they're undefeated in Super Bowls. If Levis was leading this team to wins, the other issues wouldn't be so exposed. Yeah, that's true.
Well, when you win, it ignores everything else. As long as you're winning, yeah, let's fine tune and sharpen those things up. But we're still getting wins. Let's play better. When you're not getting wins, there's fingers to point everywhere.
Hold on, bro. This man said, "When a mediocre at best quarterback name and there's the best quarterback we had." This is sad, bro. You know McNair is up for the Hall of Fame.
That man 18 years old, man. Don't pay him no mind. Man, that's got to be a 2005 baby. Shout out to the 2005 baby.
A quarterback is up for the highest for Hall of Fame is mediocre, bro.
Steve McNair was a co-MVP right along with Peyton Manning back in 2003. That ain't mediocre.
bro, that man is up for Hall of Fame, bro. The Hall of Fame. Do you know how hard it is to get in the Hall of Fame? To even be nominated for that? Like, they don't just nominate anybody, bro.
You see what I'm saying? Like, bro, there's so many Titans fans out here. Just because you didn't get the Super Bowl for us, they want to knock you down a tier, knowing that you've done great things for this team. Did you do the greatest thing for this team? No. At least Steve McNair got us there, though. Got us to the damn Super Bowl. Did we win a Super Bowl ring? No. But McNair is way above mediocrity. The fuck is that evaluation?
Bro.
Man, that's like these folks who discredit Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson, Lamar Jackson had won 2 MVPs. You can't sit up here and say that man is trash. He's slow. I mean, shoot, he is the reason the Ravens are doing what the Ravens are doing right now. He is the heartbeat of that team. So when you discredit Steve McNair like that, I mean, dog, that ain't it. But let me get to Two-Tone Blue Studio comments, because this is something I actually thought about earlier. I think J.C. Latham will develop into a leader eventually. He does have, leadership skills, in my opinion. And I thought about it when Blaine and Zach was talking about the leadership of the Titans, or the lack of leadership on the Titans right now. I mean, I thought about it's going to have to come from the younger guys. And on the offensive line, it can most definitely start with J.C. Latham. They need to start drafting offensive linemen with the same type of mentality as a J.C. Latham. See, when you build in leadership, you have to build around like-minded people. Like, you can't go give J.C. Latham somebody who thinks like NPL, somebody who wants to be a fantasy expert on the side. You can't get nobody like that around J.C. Latham. You need somebody with a dog mentality, somebody who thinks like J.C. Latham thinks, hey, I'm going to go out here and I'm going to die about it.
Bro, you got a guy on the left side that literally has Trench King tattooed on him, and the other guy has a job title that attached to him that's Fantasy King. Like, this is not who you want pairing up to next to the Trench King, bro. Like, you're right. You got to have another dog at that right tackle. And NPF is getting worked. That's another thing that pissed me off about this coaching stuff. I'm glad you brought that up, because it slipped my mind. Why the hell wasn't Watson playing? Why the hell was he a healthy scratch? I get all this technicality because Will Levis QB emergency and this player dropped down to Snead's not playing, all this. Then you should have had Watson and NPF or Watson and Duncan, but you don't. Our offensive line has been trash this year, and the right side has been bad. Yes, it could have been better in that Colts game, but we gave up 0 sacks. You let that man play. I don't care if he could be doing better or if your practice reps look better for the other guys. Guess whose in-game reps are looking better and actually getting results? It's Watson on the field. His run blocking got to be better, but damn it, when the QB steps back and Watson's out there, we're not getting hits and pressures as much. So put Watson out there. This ain't a no-brainer. Yeah, you could probably get somebody better, but right now Watson's the better guy.
I'm going to keep it real, man. Yesterday, it just looked like a bunch of political foolishness was going on. I mean, you had the whole thing with D-Hop, and then you had the thing with Leroy Watson. Why wasn't Leroy Watson playing? I mean, this game right here made me seriously think for the first time in a long time that a team could actively be tanking.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was my first
I'm
thought.
starting to get tank vibes too, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Like, that play calling for a down made no sense, bro. It just seemed like we tanking, bro. Hey, I think they trying to get this season over with and go ahead and let Callahan pick his quarterback. Man. I think they're gonna let Levis go out there and sell this season off, man, so they can go get them a quarterback, man.
Because you already heard. He said in the presser today, when Will Levis is healthy, he's back to starting quarterback. Like, bro, he doesn't hesitate with those questions. It's either we're tanking in that situation when you see Levis playing this bad, is that we're tanking, or it's Amy's decision and you're giving this QB rope so you can sit there and plead the case at the end of the year. Look, Miss Amy, we tried, we did all this. This is his numbers, it's his stats. We need to go get somebody else. So But something ain't adding up here for you to be so quick to say that Will Levis is constantly the QB and the starter after all this type of play. And I know Mason Rudolph ain't much better. We're going to be bad in every situation, but do you start the guy that's continuously maybe losing you to the locker room where this other guy might just make other players feel like you're still trying to compete this year?
I mean, they doing what the feds do, man. They sitting up, building a case to
Yeah.
get Levis up out of here, man. I mean, as sad as it is to say, that's exactly what happened.
I hope he plays the whole season, man. We ain't got nothing to lose, dog. Play him the whole season, man. See what he is, man. See if he improves, and work with him, man. And try to go ahead and get a structure built on quarterbacks, man. Because, like, you know what I'm saying, like, we got to go ahead and just be ready to deal with quarterbacks, bro. Because right now, the Titans can't ever get a quarterback, man. I don't know what it is, but hey, man, we'll see, man. Hopefully, we in a position to draft either Cam Ward or Shedeur Sanders, man. Because my goodness, bro, I need a quarterback, and that's somewhat exciting to look at, man. Will Levis is not exciting.
I'm kind of leaning towards Shedeur this year more and more too, just for the simple fact that, like, if we do want to turn it around, Shedeur's seen good coaching. He's been mentored by good people, Tom Brady, all these other people, good coaches too, from lower level all the way up. He's seen good coaching. He knows this shit. If you bring in Shedeur and there's some bullshit on coaching and some calling and how you're handling shit, Shedeur's going to call that shit out. And it just might be the shit that we need. I know not everybody's going to like it. You don't do that. But at some point, this franchise has to turn around. And when you need something to turn around, you need a disruptor to come and shake shit up. And Shedeur might just be that guy to come and shake shit up and get this culture to actually change like you want it to change.
Yeah, you know me. I'm big Cam Ward, man. I just like the swagger he played with, man. That swagger he played with is contagious, man. I just feel like the team can feed off of how Miami has always been a program like what the Titans look like. They're just undisciplined. You know what I'm saying? They've never just been like for as long as I've been alive, man. I've yet to see Miami just be a program that's just like, man, I want to be like them. You know what I'm saying? And then they get this kid, man. And for what I'm telling you, bro, Miami is prime time football. If you ain't watched Miami play this year, man, they're prime time football, man. Like the defense still trash, but man, I'm telling y'all, you know.
So my question is though. So my question is though, has there ever been a Miami QB that's made it in the NFL? I can't
remember the last Miami quarterback that's like
Ken Dorsey, I think.
Ken Dorsey.
Yeah, he's probably the last. I mean, but everybody knew he wasn't that good though. Like he was just on the 0-1 the Canes. Like anybody could have won on that. I could have went on the 0-1 Canes. Like,
man, he made that number 11 look good in the Miami jersey though. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, I mean, you said no. I know the Canes was good back in the 80s. I'm talking about in my lifetime. But there's only been like 2 or 3 Miami teams I've seen in my lifetime. I was like, yeah, I want to be like them. Like, nah, man.
So that's my point, though. I don't think that's what worries me. And it's a new era, so traditions and things are changing. But Miami's not the place I think of when you make NFL quarterbacks. That's just not the place I think of where
Colorado is.
Well, the difference with Colorado is it's not Colorado. It's the Dion attachment, the Tom Brady attachments, the attachment to a Hall of Fame dad that then gets you around great coaches no matter where you go.
Yeah, I agree with top tier, man. He said everybody said the same thing about Ohio State until Stroud came.
True, which can be true. It just that lingered. Just same thing with Oregon quarterbacks. I have a thing for them now too. I'm like, I don't know. After Mariota, I don't know. It's just. And I could be wrong, but it just makes me hesitant.
Justin Herbert right now. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'll take a Justin Herbert.
That's what I'm saying. Like, look, Oregon was the same way. They didn't produce no quarterback, then they get Justin Herbert. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's no real quarter outside of like Oklahoma. You know what I'm saying? There's no real quarterback team. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's nobody really just shitting out great quarterbacks, bro, every year. Like, even Alabama quarterbacks, they not doing nothing in the league. All of them ain't outside of Jalen Hurts, who went to Oklahoma, in my opinion. I think if he didn't go to Oklahoma, he wasn't going to be nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you. So many teams like that's an Alabama QB. No, y'all benched him in the national championship.
Exactly. He was not going to be. I tell Alabama fans that all the time. He was not going to be nothing if he stayed with y'all. He was going to be a running back.
What? You going to be a backup QB and get drafted? No, what backup QB in college gets drafted? No, he had to go to OU.
Like I said, man, and this is my case with Cam Ward. And obviously, I love Shedeur Sanders too. So don't get it misconfused. I don't hate Shedeur Sanders. I love watching him play too. He is very efficient the way he plays, and that could come right here. He could play day one. But Cam Ward, I'm just telling y'all, man, if y'all just look at Miami, like Miami is not, they just feed off a dude, man. Like they play harder because of him. Like he has franchise quarterback material, man. It's more than just. And I know Firestone, you said you don't like the plays that he makes sometimes, like where he flicking the ball and shit. And I agree with that. He shouldn't. He's probably gonna have to change. He can't do that all the time in the league. He's not gonna be able to do that. But at the same time, though, man, he'll turn that motherfucker, turn that mug over, bro, and he'll go right back out there and play like he been playing the whole game. You get what I'm saying? He be like, it's like turnovers don't phase him. He's like, well, I got 3 minutes left. He said, I got I'm in the third quarter. I'm good. Let's get back out here. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like a Tannehill was with us. Tannehill turn that mug over and go right back out there.
That's what kind of worries me though with him is that like trying to evaluate QBs in college versus how they're going to translate in NFL is tricky for me a lot of times just because of the fact that you're looking good as a QB in college in some plays that should be a bust or should be a turnover or should be a pass breakup or you wouldn't even have time to throw it because college defenses aren't so well-rounded of a defense. They have holes. They might have just one good guy on the D line and maybe one good corner. But you don't see a whole team unless you play like Georgia a couple of years ago. You don't see a whole team that's a defense that is, okay, this is all NFL caliber teams. No, a lot of these dudes you're playing against are going to be lawyer, doctors, and other guys that go off and be engineers and type stuff. They're not going to the NFL. So it's hard to see like, yeah, those plays look good, but are you just getting lucky because you're playing college defenses and not every defense in college is as athletic, as talented, and as fast and as smart as NFL teams? Because some of the stuff he does, you're going to translate that in the NFL, and other players are going to take advantage of that, and they're going to get on you. So I just got to see some of that go away because I just see that Levisism and that Wentzism in them that, like, you just put the ball in jeopardy sometimes where I know you're trying to make a play, but sometimes you're trying to make a play to a fault.
Yeah, like I said, I'll take both quarterbacks. I have no problem. If we get either one of us two, I'm going to be equally happy. Obviously, I just feel like for what I've seen from Cam Ward this season, and I went back and watched some of his Washington State stuff, man. He was doing the same stuff at Washington State that he's doing in Miami. I think he's playing around talent now. Now, at the same time, I know a lot of people want to see him against SEC talent. Miami's probably, if they win out, even if they lose, if they win out and they lose to Clemson, or they'll play Clemson probably at the end of the season. Clemson got NFL talent. We're not going to sit there. They got NFL players. Maybe not as many as Georgia, but they got NFL players. He'll get to the playoffs. You'll see it in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? He'll play against the top in the playoffs.
Because like that's what like this last game, like because we were sitting there in the group chat and we're watching Miami and who was they playing this week? I can't even remember now. Louisville.
They were playing Louisville.
Yeah, so and we're sitting there we're like, oh, Cam's doing this. He's not fighting. He's being in the pressure. He's not backing down. But then you look at the Louisville QB, he's doing the same shit too. He's going there 2 for 2 with them. So it's like that's what makes it hard because like when you look at games like that, the Louisville guy ain't supposed to be on Cam Ward's status, but yet he was out there slinging it with Cam Ward. So is Cam Ward really looking as good as he is, or is it just like you said, Miami don't have a good defense, and you make some college QBs look really, really good when they have that matchup?
Well, I know a lot of people. I will say this: if you want to go watch him against SEC level athletes, he did play the Florida Gators in the Swamp game 1. You know what I'm saying? People act like that game didn't exist. He played the Florida Gators. You know what I'm saying? So they have SEC level talent. They just may not be playing SEC. They may not be a great team this year, but they have SEC level players. I mean, he did the same thing to the Gators that he did in that Louisville game. You know what I'm saying? He did the same thing. So, like I said, I'll take either one because I like Sanders. Man, Sanders, he's accurate. You know what I'm saying? He has great pocket presence. He may not be that fast, but at the same time, you know, like he can throw them dots, man. And he's clutch too, man. That's one thing I like. He's clutch.
But I want to get to a comment before we go to our last topic of the night, man. Did y'all pay attention to Marcus Mariota game with the Commanders? Hey, I ain't gonna lie. Shout out to Marcus, man. I love seeing that yesterday, man. Marcus came in. He was wheeling and dealing. He was looking like that Marcus back in 2016, man. I mean, I love to see it, man.
Yeah, happy success, but there's a part of me that was like, I was terrified and I didn't like to see it just because, not that he did success. We ain't beat former players, and this was the last person I wanted to see starting for the Commanders when we go play him as a former quarterback. Like, we are.
He gonna eat our ass alive.
Man, I'm gonna keep it 100.
He gonna light our ass up, and fuck it, I'm gonna cheer for him.
No,
Hey man, I'm gonna keep it 100, man. Mariota only gonna do that shit about 2 games. This shit gonna get locked up. I'm gonna let you know this shit now. He on his Fitz magic right now, man. I'm happy for him though. I hope he does get it. You know me. I like Mariota.
I'm gonna enjoy something about goddamn football this year. The Titans ain't finna do me like it. Fuck all that shit.
He said I'm gonna enjoy football too now.
God dang, y'all motherfuckers can be Ratbird fans and shit. Hell, I ain't go cheer for the goddamn Commanders and Marcus Mariota. Shit, I ain't crossing no line.
I'm watching Henry right now, man. Shit, you feel me? I'm over there taking a peek at Henry. Honestly, man, and I told you, Morocco, that this was gonna be the best rushing duo of all time, and you didn't want to believe me. You said that man, he gonna get 1,000 yards. I said, watch. I said it on here. I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna pull it up. I said he was gonna lead the league in rushing now, because now they got the counter to what he do, and that's freaking Lamar.
No, we said he wouldn't hit it, or the way he would hit it is if Lamar would actually trust him and give him the ball. There's so many times where Lamar has reads and he doesn't give it to the running back and he just wants to take it for himself. And maybe he just didn't trust the running backs in that situation. He clearly trusts Derrick Henry. He letting him take him. He said, go ahead, buddy. Go ahead. And that was the key factor to me. Is Lamar actually going to hand it to him, or is Lamar going to just always kind of use him as a decoy and then think that opens up more lanes for him?
So I see we got said little brother in here. He said another player ruined by the Titans. All right, man. We were talking about this earlier, bro. Bro, the Titans have only ruined one quarterback, in my opinion. They've only ruined one. The other ones, because I'm gonna say it, it's Vince Young. I think Vince Young is the only quarterback Tennessee Titans ruined, because one, Jeff Fisher didn't want him, and he had mental problems, bro. And it didn't mesh. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I don't think we ruined any other quarterback. We didn't ruin Ryan Tannehill. We didn't ruin Steve McNair. We didn't ruin Jake Locker. Jake Locker was injury prone. That man couldn't stay healthy if his life to me. He get normally tackled and get hurt. You look at Marcus Mariota. Marcus Mariota had a good season with us, and he got hurt in the Jacksonville game, and Marcus Mariota was on his way to being one of the top quarterbacks in the league his second year, and he got hurt. He broke his leg, and he wasn't the same quarterback. He lost his freaking confidence, dude. You know what I'm saying? You look at the Levis. Levis was garbage when we roasted him every day on his podcast until we drafted him. You know what I'm saying? Levis is trash. So we've only ruined one quarterback in my opinion. So I'm not getting. I know the league.
They ruined Jake Locker. Why? Because both of them motherfuckers was around Ken Wilson hunting.
Nah, bro. Jake Locker has bones of glass. And Mariota, you can't say we've ruined Mariota. He has gone off to several other.
Man,
he's saying Mettenberger. Man, Mettenberger wasn't good. Mettenberger, y'all can't say that we ruined a quarterback when they wasn't good before they got to us. Like come on, man.
Mettenberger didn't even care, bro. You remember them pressers out there?
Marcus Mariota was going to reach his potential if he didn't break his leg. I'll stand on that, man. He had a 27 touchdown season, man. His second year, he was going to be a really good quarterback until he broke his leg in that Jacksonville game. Like, I'll forget, because I was like, yeah, Mariota, we got some with Mariota. And next thing you know, we got hurt. He ran out. He was running. I can't remember what happened. Like, he was running to the outside or something. He got tackled and he broke his leg, man. And he wasn't the same quarterback ever since then.
Him and Derek Carr got the same leg broken, like their tibula broken or fibula broken in the same day. But he ain't been the same thrower ever since then. But that's why you can't really say we ruined him. Injuries ruined a lot of players. That's not on the team. That's just on the game. And Mariota's gone to multiple different teams and still shown what he was the last 3 years as a Tennessee Titan. Just because he had one game at Commanders doesn't change what this dude has done for the past like 5, 6, 7, 8 years in the NFL. He had a good game, that's good, but that's usually what backup QBs do. They have good games every now and then.
Yeah, like I'm not. Look, if they ain't a first rounder, you can't say we ruin these guys, bro. Like if they my definition of ruin is this guy was a beast in college. Like Vince Young was a freaking beast, and then he came to the Tennessee Titans and he was just garbage. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, bro, I can't. Outside of Vince Young, I ain't giving it. That man Mariota was going to reach his potential, man, until he broke his leg. That was pretty much the end for him. He lost all confidence. He was never the same quarterback after that. So
Mariota has been bad on every team he's been
Yeah,
on.
ruined my bad. Go ahead.
Never has been. Man, I ain't about to think about what you talking about. I'm rooting for Marcus, goddammit. I hope he come
how
out.
we ruin, and that's another thing. We didn't ruin Malik Willis.
Light our ass up, god dang it. Fuck it.
Yeah.
At the point he would play us, shit, we probably have a first overall draft pick on lock. If we don't, hey, go ahead and let Marcus light us up and get that goddamn draft pick. Fuck it. I'm on that type of shit now. That's how in most of the
I was about to say, you do got a damn good. You got a damn good point, because I was like, I ain't rooting for Mariota. Then you're just like, we want a first round pick. You might be. Shit, I might be rooting for Mariota on the Commanders. Damn.
Yeah, man, they talking about ruin Malik Willis. Man, Malik Willis was like, don't get me wrong, I wanted Malik to be great.
He progressed every single year. Even with Vrabel, he was progressing.
The problem was we were supposed to keep Malik. That was the problem. We didn't keep him. That same stuff he's doing on the Packers, he would have did here. I promise you. He was doing that in the preseason. We seen it at the practice. He was lighting people up at the practice, bro. So to sit there and say that we didn't ruin him.
Bro, I don't say we ruined him, but I still don't think Malik was the future starter for us. He still it was going to be a backup for us. He still had his decision making and his reads. Like, you still had to simplify your reads really bad for a guy that's been in the league 3 years, and he didn't pull the trigger. He didn't still see windows. Like, yeah, he looked good in that Green Bay game, but that is more to Matt LaFleur than it is to Malik Willis. And you saw they was really quick to get Jordan Love back in there, and nobody is trading with all this QB injury in Miami and how Carolina's been. Nobody's trading for this man. So he's still who he was. Yes, he had a good game, but like I said, backups tend to have a good game every once in a while. Malik was still not that guy. His decision-making wasn't there. He didn't pull the trigger, and he saw windows too late. That's just what it is, and you're on year 3 as him. Yeah, you're progressing some each year, but not enough for us to continually invest in you.
They sneak up on you, man. But yeah, let's go ahead and get to this last topic of the night, man, because we got somebody on offense and we got somebody on defense. What do they have in common? Well, 2 things. One, both of them are highly paid, and 2, both of them are underperforming. Who am I talking about? Talking about Calvin Ridley and Jeffrey Simmons. And they're not impacting games, man. They're making too much money, and they're not doing a damn thing for this team. So, Firestone, gonna start it off with you, man. Who are you the most disappointed with?
I'm more disappointed in Simmons right now. With Ridley, I'm disappointed when balls come your way. Yeah, you've had some drops. You got to do better at that. I'm not sure if you're running the routes how you're supposed to, because whether Will Levis is there or Mason Rudolph is there, we're now seeing you getting underthrown and overthrown on a consistent basis, which makes me start to feel that maybe you're not running your routes deep enough and shallow enough like you're supposed to. But that's just speculation. I don't know 100%, but that's what it feels like. But Ridley can only control so much. You can't control how the balls are getting thrown to you. Where in Simmons and Ridley is your 1 year guy just getting here, trying to get fit in, leader, get this chemistry with the guy that we're trying to figure out. Simmons has been here. He's been here for many years. And we got a guy next to you named Harold Landry and another guy we just brought in next to you named Trevontre Sweat that was both supposed to make your job easier. You got a big contract. Trevontre Sweat's supposed to make your job easier. Harold Landry on the edge supposed to be easier. It's not supposed to be as crowded and as hard for you. And it still feel like it's quiet games. I know he's doing a lot of the dirty work that don't show up on stat lines, but when you're getting paid the way you're getting paid, you have to jump up off the field and get on stat lines, at least when the game matters and when the game counts. Like, you got to at some point jump off, and we have surrounded you with other players that's supposed to make your job easier, and you're still looking like the same Jeffrey Simmons we've seen years out. that you're supposed to compete and take that next step into the Aaron Donald, Chris Jones layer. They don't have guys and never had guys like this to the left and right of them, and you do. Like, you need to start performing. TJ Watt ain't got guys like this. Myles Garrett ain't got guys like this on the D-line with them. I need you to start stepping up and making some plays. I know you're making some of this dirty work that don't show up, but you got to show us something to show up from time to time.
And before we get to RJ, man, they bring up Snead in the comments, in which, I mean, if you want to throw Snead in there, that's cool. But what I was thinking about with Snead actually looked damn good last year. Jeffrey Simmons, let's keep it real, hasn't been looking so good in a couple of seasons. Now, do I want to trade him? Do I want to cut him? No, none of that. But he hasn't been looking good. Calvin Ridley, the Jags fans told us about Calvin Ridley. I mean, I think the Jags fans are a bunch of cockroaches, but they told us about Calvin Ridley. They said that he drops the ball. They said that he has a problem getting off of press coverage. What is he doing now? He's dropping the football. He's having problems getting off of press coverage. Hell, I'm going to keep it real with you. That little Hail Mary before halftime yesterday, I thought Calvin Ridley was about to drop that pass. That's how bad Calvin Ridley is about dropping the football. So, if you want to put Snead in there, fine, put Snead in there. But I'm more concerned about Jeffrey Simmons and Calvin Ridley than I am about Snead.
Facts.
Yeah, I don't think Snead is that as big as a problem as everybody is saying. But I mean, he's gotten cooked. I mean, what every corner in the league is cooked. I done seen Sauce Gardner get cooked. I done seen Jair Alexander get cooked. Like, they ain't no problem. It's gonna happen. We got a star corner. He's gonna get cooked. Trust me, it's gonna happen.
And you got new teammates, new chemistry. Understand how they're going to do stuff. It's a learning curve.
Yeah. As for Ridley, I hate keeping repeating myself. My good, can I at least see him with a better quarterback, bro? Before we just decide that he's just this bad receiver, man. Like, that man ain't got no QB, man. But I see what y'all talking about though. Like, he do drop the ball. He drop it. He has his drops, bro. Most definitely, I see it. But my goodness, can he get a good quarterback first before we sit there and throw this man under the bus? Like, I hate having to keep repeating myself over and over again. But my goodness, you know what I'm saying? That man ain't got no QB, man. Like,
and I'll say that too. Like, it's been drops, bro. Like, we all know, like, we've seen football coverages and we've heard wide receiver talks, or we've all went and tried to catch balls from people. Some balls, some people throw balls ways that's very hard to catch, and it rolls out your hand. It don't just hit in there and then look nice. And sometimes that's the case. And I've seen a couple videos, and I'll show y'all, I'll send them to y'all too, or we'll post them up on page 2, that how the ball hits in your hand and how it's thrown, why it's supposed to be a tight spiral, if it's duck, if it's wobbly, all this other stuff will dictate how you catch the ball and how easy it is to catch a ball. So to your point, like, yeah, sometimes these balls are touching his hands, but how catchable of a Will Levis ball is it? And how catchable of a Mason Rudolph ball is it? I'm with you. Like, can we see a better QB before we write this dude off? Because he had a Trevor Lawrence and he did good, but none of these QBs are better than Trevor Lawrence.
Man, look, man, I'm going to keep it real with y'all, man. And I agree with Marlo, too, really, because you can't run your mouth about touches, then drop the passes. That was my man.
I agree with that.
That was my man yesterday. I said, well, I mean, you got out here and you done all that talking after the Colts game, and then they fed you the football yesterday, tried to get you the football, and what did you do with it? Not anything.
I agree with that.
I agree with that. I got to talk to you about it. You know what I'm saying? This quarterback thing, because I was in the same mindset once upon a time with Corey Davis. I mean, I was there, well, we need a better quarterback, And granted, he got Ryan Tannehill, and he had one of probably his best season under Ryan Tannehill, a better quarterback. But my point is, man, look, at some point, you got to hold the man himself accountable. I mean, we can sit up here and make whatever excuse we want to make about Calvin Ridley, you know, catching passes from Trevor Lawrence or who? Hell, I done forgot who that damn Master Rudolph or Will Evans or what. I'm trying to forget about these guys because that's how foolish both of them has been playing. But Same time, didn't Calvin Ridley play with Matt Ryan too?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, but Matt Ryan was out. Like he didn't have it all.
He had a
Matt
1,000-yard
Ryan
season
passed,
with Trevor
bro.
Lawrence.
Yeah, like
And he had a 1,300-yard season with Matt Ryan. Like he's proven in the league that he can have good. And it's not like he get open. Like he been open for the first 3 games of the season. He was wide open, bro. Like that man, Blaze was putting the ball on, bro.
Quarterback play. I mean, shoot, look at Terry McLaurin, all these goddamn years up over there with the Commanders. I might be a full-blown Commanders fan this season. Titans ain't hurt me. But look at Scary Terry. Who's been throwing him the football? And hell, he's been one of the top wide receivers. D-Hop all these goddamn years or whatever. D-Hop never really had a quarterback.
I say this, like I don't think Calvin Ridley. I think he ain't nothing more than. I think Calvin Ridley.
Excuses for Calvin Ridley. He gonna have to step the fuck up. That's just what it is.
Yeah. I agree with that too, but at the same time, I think Calvin Ridley is a number 2 wide receiver in this league. I don't think he's a throw it up and you know what I'm saying. Them type of receivers that you name it, like I don't know, Terry McLaurin, he kind of like that, but like most of the receivers you name it is throw it up and he gonna get that mug, bro. Type receiver, so anybody can be a quarterback for that. You know what I'm saying? D-Hop, you literally throw it up, he getting that mug, bro.
Bro, D-Hop was playing for Arizona. Remember, he was told Colt McCoy, just chunk the ball up for me. He literally has a jump ball against the Buffalo Bills where there's 3 defenders on him, and he just goes high points and get the ball. Those types of guys make a difference of like how QB is, and you can throw anybody. But Calvin Ridley is not that guy. And I'm not making excuses. Hit your hand, $92 million, still catch the ball. But we have to evaluate here as a whole total team and self-scout. And you got to know that Ridley in Atlanta did decent. 1,000-yard receiver. Ridley in Jacksonville did decent. 1,000-yard receiver. Did he have some drops here and there? Yes, but you saw and you have footage. When you have it here, you have comparison to be like, okay, yes, should he be doing better? But when you compare it to other QBs he's played with, he does better than this normally. He has the ball and he has a better catch radius and a catch ratio than he does right now in this offense. And so you have comparisons that you can bounce off of. So it's not excuses, but it's trying to understand that it's almost like when we was like last year. It's hard to evaluate Will Levis last year with such a bad O-line. It's hard to truly fully criticize him about constantly doing better when the QB is being bad. But you also can't go out the game like, give me the ball and give me more involved and then fucking drop the ball neither. You got to put up or shut up.
I agree that he shouldn't have came out said that, then come out here and not do nothing, bro.
Correct.
Like, if you're going to say something like that, you got to go there and do something, bro.
Facts,
bro. Yeah. The thing with Jeffrey Simmons, and I'll say this, and then y'all can add whatever, and then we'll go ahead and get on up out of here. But the thing with Jeffrey Simmons is, I mean, he just isn't impacting the games. And on top of that, I mean, Jeffrey Simmons out here catching penalties. I mean, catching penalties at the wrong time. There's no right time to catch a penalty. But if you go get penalized, I mean, let it be on first down here. Let it be on second down. When you know what I'm saying? I mean, you got a legitimate chance to make up for it. Don't let it be on no crucial down. Don't let it be on third down. Don't let it be on a 4th down when the offense is going for it. Those are the type of penalties that Jeffrey Simmons is catching and is starting to piss me off, honestly. I mean, I'm not with this whole trade Jeffrey Simmons thing or whatever, but dude, you got to get your damn self together.
There's no good time for a penalty, but there's definitely a worse time for a penalty, and he has been committing them on the worst time to commit a damn penalty.
Man, just ridiculous, man. You got anything you want to add, RJ?
Man, no, Jeffrey Simmons, man. I do wish he could do a little bit more, man. I get you getting double teamed, bro, and I get, you know what I'm saying, you got Harold Landry next to you, man. That ain't no TJ Watt. No,
but Sweat's getting double teamed too, and look what Sweat's doing. No. You know what I'm saying?
But for real though. Do it for real though. Nah, the Jeffrey Simmons, you do a little bit more, bro. Like you not impacting the game at all, man. We paid you all this money, and I don't see no type of Jeffrey Simmons impact, bro. Like he don't impact football games. He don't change football games. And we paid this man over $100 million, and he don't impact nothing. He don't look like a star player out there, bro. I'm gonna be real.
it definitely looks like you can play Jeffrey Simmons out of games, and that's not something you want to see out of $100 million player.
Mhm.
Exactly.
He's a good player, but I don't think he's worth the contract we gave him so far.
What game did he miss? The Miami game?
It was a Miami game, and our D-line looked about the same.
We didn't notice. Yeah, we didn't notice a difference. Hell, if anything, we noticed that T Sweat is a motherfucking dog. But
that's what I'm saying. How do we see that T Sweat? Why did T Sweat go off whenever Jeffrey Simmons ain't there? But when Jeffrey Simmons there, you don't hear either one of them two names. I don't get it.
Crazy.
I'm gonna look at film. I ain't got to watch the full all 22 yet. I'm about to watch that, and we're gonna do some breakdowns for that because there's a lot of stuff too. So I don't know. I'm gonna see. I'm gonna look into that for sure. I'm gonna see why the Simmons seems to be a little quieter when Simmons Sweat's a little quieter when Simmons on the field.
I brought that up too Saturday night on the Bills podcast. Running Dexter.
That man Tier Tart got an interception.
Still getting sacks. I mean, Jeffrey Simmons is underperforming. I'm gonna just call it what it is, but that don't mean I want to trade him. Nah, it ain't that. We don't need to get rid of no good players unless they come with a first or second round draft pick in some cases, in which we'll have to, talk and do business. But other than that, I don't want to get rid of any good players.
No, yeah, and Frankie said it. Now y'all want Simmons gone. No, we're not asking for just because we're asking for these players to be better doesn't mean
trade his ass. No, trade his ass for 2 first round draft picks. Fuck it. You want to retax it.
I'll take that. Now, nobody's for sale until the price is right. But no, we're not saying trade them. We're just saying you got to step up. You got to play better. You have this contract. You have to live up to the contract. Now, no, don't trade them. But if somebody comes with a ridiculous offer that gives us some great trade value, nobody is not worth a price. Everybody has their price. So you come with 2 first round picks. I love you, Jeffrey Simmons. I don't want to trade you, but 2 first round picks, we might have to trade you, bro.
And what Ted DiBiase playing that theme song, and everybody got a price. Hey, let's go ahead and wrap this show up for the night, man. It's been another great episode, man. I mean, shoot, therapy section. That's exactly what it is, man. I mean, if the Titans got you down, come holler at us. We'll take good care of you. But
therapy event session.
Right. But for real though, man, we appreciate each and every one of y'all joining us tonight, turning us up in the chat. Man, like, share, subscribe, turn your notifications on. All that good stuff, man. Go holler at Wilson if you need a vehicle. He gonna take good care of you. I mean, he'll have a therapy session with you too. Wilson is an all-around great man, man. Yeah. So if you're feeling down about the Titans and you think you want to get you a car to, make up for, all the pain and suffering that the Titans have put you through, Wilson gonna take care of you, man. Buy with confidence. Music City Autoplex. If you can't make it down there to the light, you can go to musiccityAutoplex.com and check out their vehicles online. You can give them a call too as well at 844-543-0108. Make sure you go get some merch as well, man. TitansColosseum.com. Hey, they may not seem like they got any dogs out there, but they got some dogs. They got some dogs, man. And Brad, he gonna cook some more in the off season, and he gonna get us some more dogs. And eventually, we're going to be exactly where we need and want to be, man. But hey, got anything you want to say, 5-star on RJ, before we ride out?
No, just, hey, buckle in for a ride. It's going to be a long, depressing season. So we said this a few weeks ago, or Morocco said a few weeks ago, and we got hated for it, and we still get called haters for this stuff, but it's coming out to be true. Find another hobby for your Sundays, because the Tennessee Titans are going to let you down. So find something to bring your Sundays back up.
We're about to take a whole lot of L's. I'm going to let y'all know this now. It's going to be a losing streak.
It might be 1-16 coming out this season, bro. We might also,
I do got us getting 3 wins though. I say we're gonna go 3 and 15. I mean 3 and 14, man. I think we're gonna pop 2 teams, man, that ain't ready. We ain't going over 6 in the division. I'm gonna let y'all know that. We gonna pop somebody in the division. We always do, bro.
Just pop Texas one good time so they fans shut the fuck up. Please.
Yeah, I would love
You know
to
what
pop
I
that
mean?
old boy.
Beat the damn Texans. I don't even give a damn about getting swept by the Jaguars. If you beat the Texans, I will be all right. Fuck it. Call the season.
I love to beat the Texans and Colts and did call it a season.
Bro, I'm telling you, bro. And he says, well, y'all ain't got no faith. Y'all so low. Wow. No, turn on the film, bro. I have been watching too much film to be sitting here like, I have faith in these guys. No, they're not even doing the simplest shit. And the sad thing is why I don't have faith is usually teams have things that they do and strategies of who they are and their identities. When teams come play us this year, they change entirely who they are and they play us like the Bears and the Jets week 1 and week 2. Everybody plays us that same way, and we still haven't got back to figure out how to beat a week 1, week 2 type of defense we've seen, and they're still beating us with it. We're not getting any better, and teams realize that, and they watch that Jets tape, they watch that Bears tape, and they just duplicate that defense against us, and they win games, and everybody sees that. Callahan said today, it's a duplicated copycat type of league. Everybody's seen that. Everybody's doing it. It's the reason why we're pressured the most because they know we can't handle it and they pressure from the right side. They're not going to stop anytime soon. And the teams we're playing in the future got way better defenses than what we've seen. They're going to tear this shit up.
Man, you can say things with the ship all you want to, but god dang it, the captain of the ship, hell, he might be in tank mode too. You see how he treating D-Hop, and you see how he treating this whole Levis situation, man. That right there should tell you everything you need to know. And if you don't see it, the god dang it, you just blind to it. Everybody enjoy y'all week. Stay blessed and tighten the fuck up.